Today I'm riding home. Thought I'd share a little bit of view. Alright, we're gonna do this. Going to this stand right here. Alright. Cooking with Crisco, baby. This is Ridez and education. Sure that we're live. Yep. Alright, so one more time. Just gonna be playing an audiobook. This is I am driving home. So thanks for riding with me. Thanks for riding with me. Alright, got that cooking for us with Crisco, gasoline, baby. Alright, and then we go book.
Faith without work is death. Applied faith. Faith action is applied faith. The power of faith. Thoughts backed by faith will overcome all obstacles. Faith in oneself. What do I live on? My faith in my ability that I'll make it. Faith makes it possible to achieve that which man's mind can conceive and believe. It is a well-known fact that one comes, finally, to believe whatever one repeats to oneself, whether the statement be true or false. If a man repeats a lie over and over, he will eventually accept the lie as truth. Moreover, he'll believe it to be the truth. Every man is what he is because of the dominating thoughts which he permits to occupy his mind. Faith is a state of mind. Faith is a state of mind that can be conditioned through self-discipline. Faith will accomplish. Cultivating faith. Faith can be induced or created by affirmation or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind through the principle of autosuggestion. This is the only known method of voluntary faith and reason which maintains the soul. Faith is the maintaining of the soul through which one's aims may be translated into their physical equivalent.
Hello, Ivana.
Success. A definition. Success means doing something sincerely and wholeheartedly, and you have the help of other people to achieve it. Success is not luck. I don't believe in pure luck. You have to create your own
This
luck.
is a book.
You have to be aware of the opportunities around you and take advantage of them.
If you want to listen to it.
Success is when preparation meets opportunity. Opportunity, or it may not. They come your way, and you call that luck. You'd better be ready for it. On being success conscious. Probably, people say, I'm too conscious of success. Well, I am not. Success comes to those who become success conscious. If you don't aim at an object, how the heck on earth do you think you can get it? Climbing the ladder of success is a fantasy. As for the idea of climbing higher up the ladder of success, I think that it is very absurd. It is only a fantasy. It cannot be obtained just by sitting here and speculating. Although today I am successful, I will still continue to discover myself. But whether I can climb higher is still a fantasy. The price of success. He who wants to succeed should learn how to fight, to strive, and to suffer. You can acquire a lot in life if you are prepared to give up a lot to get it. The biggest disadvantage of success. The biggest disadvantage of success is losing your privacy. It's ironic But we all strive to become wealthy and famous. But once you're there, it's not all rosy. Success complicates simplicity. To many, the word success seems to be a paradise. But now that I'm in the midst of it, it is nothing but circumstances that seem to complicate my innate feeling towards simplicity and privacy. Success is not a destination. Remember, success is a journey, not a destination. Have faith in your ability. You will do just fine. The eternal condition of success. A purpose is the eternal condition of success. The 3 keys to success: persistence, persistence, and persistence. The power can be created and maintained through daily practice, continuous effort. Money. The nature of money. Money of itself has no explicit nature. Money is what one makes of it. Money is a means, not an end. A child must be taught early that money is only a means, a type of usefulness, an implement. Like all instruments, it has certain purposes, but it will not do everything. One must learn how to use it, what it will do, but above all, what it will not do. Money is an indirect matter. My policy is that money is an indirect matter. The direct matter is your ability or what you are going to do that counts. If that comes, the indirect
don't judge me.
will follow.
Y'all judging me?
Many film producers think I am only interested in. That's why they all try to lure me onto their set by promising me huge sums and nothing else. But at heart, I only want a fair share of the profit. The good times will not always last. I profited from my father's philosophy about money. He used to tell me, if you make $10 this year, always think to yourself that next year you may only make $5. So be prepared. Keep money in perspective. Sure, money is important in providing for my family and giving us what we want, but it isn't everything. Enjoying your work is the important thing. At one time, I wanted all the indirect things: money, fame, the big opening nights. Now I have it, or am beginning to get it. The whole thing doesn't seem important anymore. I have found that doing a thing is more important. I am having fun doing it. Money comes second. Fame. On the illusion of stardom. A star is an illusion. Man is that something that can screw you up. When the public calls you a star, you had better know that it's only a game. If you enjoy all those flatteries, yes, we are only human and we all do to a certain extent, and forget the fact that the same people who once were your pals might just desert you to make friends with another winner the moment you no longer are. Well,
I'd like to stop there for a minute. If you have any love in your heart, if you could hit the like button, I really would appreciate it. If anybody wants to tap in the comment section, let me know you're here. That'd be awesome too. Thank you for joining.
It's your choice. You own your right. Though it needs some self-inquiry here, it is still your choice. You have that right. Stars rise and fall. Stars rise and then fall. This is not surprising. Men do not understand themselves, so after their failure, they will feel disheartened. They should ask themselves if they had any substantial reason to support their success, or if they succeeded through luck. If they are willing to calm down and re-examine themselves, they will feel better. But it's been my experience that not many stars are like this. When they succeed, they are blind, thinking that they are the greatest star in the world. So, in the end, when the god of luck leaves them, they feel unfortunate. The abuse of stardom. There are too many stars and too few actors. Box office popularity often provides the stars with considerable power. Unfortunately, many tend to misuse it. Don't be blinded by success. When it's very, very easy to be and the in thing. The two diseases of the ego. The two diseases are riding an ass to search for an ass, and riding an ass and being unwilling to dismount. The 6 diseases of excessive self-consciousness. The 6 diseases are the desire for victory, the desire to resort to technical cunning, the desire to display all that he has learned, the desire to overawe the enemy, the desire to play by flattery, the 2 diseases of the ego. The 2 diseases are riding an ass to search for an ass, and riding an ass and being unwilling to dismount. The 6 diseases of excessive self-consciousness. The 6 diseases are the desire for victory, the desire to resort to technical cunning, the desire to display all that he has learned, the desire to overawe the enemy, the desire to play a passive role, the desire to get rid of whatever disease he is likely to be infected with. Beware the yes people. I mean, too many people are yes, yes, yes to you all the time, you see. So, unless you really at that time understand what life is about and that, right now, man, some game it and realize that it is a game, fine and dandy, then that's alright. But most people tend to be blinded by it, because if things are repeated too many times, you start to believe it.
What's
The
that they say? Go ahead and
insincerity
smash
of
that like
those
button.
asking fine and dandy, then that's alright. But most people tend to be blinded by it, because if things are repeated too many times, you start to believe it. The insincerity of those asking for advice. Nothing is less sincere than our mode of giving and asking advice. He who asks seems to have deference for the opinion of his friend, while he only aims to get approval of his own opinion and make his friend responsible for his action. And he who gives repays the confidence supposedly placed in him by a seemingly disinterested zeal. But he seldom means anything by his advice but his own interest or reputation. When a man seeks your advice, he generally wants your praise. Part 5
Wow.
on art and artists. Art. Art is the expression of the self. The more complicated and restricted the method, the less the opportunity for the expression of one's original sense of freedom. Art and choiceless awareness. Artists in all fields must learn to observe choicelessly, to digest their observations, and to express them in their work. Art begins with feelings. Art must originate with an experience or feeling of the artist. Art and emotion. Art is communication of feelings. Forget your mind and become one with the work. If one has any idea at all of displaying his art well, he ceases to be a great artist, for his mind stops with every movement he goes through. In all things, it is important to forget your mind and become one with the work at hand. Art requires creativity and freedom. Art lives where absolute freedom is, because where it is not, there can be no creativity. Art has no ego rigidity. Art is not decorative. Art is never decoration, embellishment. Instead, it is a work of enlightenment. Art, in other words, is a technique for acquiring liberty. The aim of art. The aim of art is to project an inner vision into the world without. The artistic requisite. Requirement to be an artist. Purity of heart. Art is transcendent. Art is an expression of life and transcends both time and space. Art is the music of his soul made visible. Behind every motion is the music of his soul made visible. Otherwise, empty motion is like an empty word, no meaning. Postures without proper channeling of your emotions behind them are dead movements. Art demands whole-heart, otherwise both time and space. Requirement to be an artist. Purity of heart. Art is transcendent. Art is an expression of life and transcends both time and space. Art is the music of his soul made visible. Behind every motion is the music of his soul made visible. Otherwise, empty motion is like an empty word, no meaning. Postures without proper channeling of your emotions behind them are dead movements. Art demands wholehearted action. Art demands only immediated, honest, and wholehearted action. Through art, our own form and a new meaning to nature or the world of the relation of man with nothing.
Nobody wants to hit the like button.
With the nature
I hope
of
you
the
have a good
absolute.
day. But dang on, come on.
Creation in art
So I
rooted
appreciate y'all
in the
vibing with me.
nothing.
This is
Its
Striking
effect
Thoughts by
is a
Bruce Lee.
deepening of the personal
Let me go
dimension
back. Sorry for
with the
talking.
nature of the absolute. Creation in art is the psychic unfolding of the personality, which is rooted in the nothing. Its effect is a deepening of the personal dimension of the
Please hit the
soul.
like button if you love
Art
this.
is
If you want
developed
to see
by
another one, hit
soulful
the subscribe. I
reflection.
do this almost
Art
every day.
calls for complete mastery of techniques developed by reflection within the soul. Artless art is the art of the soul. Artless art is the artistic process within the artist, and its meaning is art of the soul. All the various moves of all the tools mean a step on the way to the absolute aesthetic world of the soul. Artistic skill must radiate from the human soul. Artistic skill, therefore, does not mean artistic perfection. It remains rather a continuing medium or reflection of some step in psychic development, the perfection of which is not to be found in shape and form, but must radiate from the human soul. The artistic activity does not consist in art itself as such. It penetrates into a deeper world in which all art forms of things inwardly experienced flow together, and in which the harmony of soul and cosmos in the nothing has its outcome in reality. And
I think everybody might agree.
art
We might need
of
to
the
back
soul.
up.
All the various moves of all the tools mean a step on the way to the absolute aesthetic world of the soul. Artistic skill must radiate from the human soul. Artistic skill, therefore, does not mean artistic perfection. It remains rather a continuing medium or reflection of some step in psychic development, the perfection of which is not to be found in shape and form, but must radiate from the human soul. The artistic activity does not consist in art itself as such. It penetrates into a deeper world in which all art forms of things inwardly experienced flow together, and in which the harmony of soul and cosmos in the nothing has its outcome in reality. The task of art is, so to state, an aesthetic creation, the deepest psychic and personal experiences of a human being, so as to enable those experiences to be intelligible and generally recognized within the total framework of an ideal world. Art reflects the soul. It is the art of the soul at peace, like moonlight mirrored in a deep lake. An artist must be an artist of life. The ultimate aim is to use daily activity to become a past master of life, and so as to lay hold of the art of living. Masters in all branches of art must first be masters in living, for the soul creates everything. Art leads to the essence of life. Art is the way to the absolute and to the essence of human life, creative action with sensitivity, that positive state of innocence. Art is the perfection of nature. Art is the perfection of nature and lifetist, who has supreme control of technique and is thereby liberated from it. Art opens all human capacities. The aim of art is not the one-sided promotion of spirit, soul, and the senses, but the opening of all human capacities.
Alright, this is a brief intermission. I gotta get something from the store. If y'all are still here and y'all willing to wait, hit the like button for me. It means a lot. If you like this stuff, subscribe. I do it again. Just so I can put some windshield wiper fluid in my car. Because I don't know if y'all can see how dirty that thing's gotten. It's been a long winter season, and I ran out of fluid like 3 times. So that's where we're at. Okay. Hey, boy, that's how you cook it with Crisco. Y'all like Crisco? Do y'all know what Crisco is? You ever cook with Crisco? Alright. So this is what I did. Had to get some of this juicy stuff right here, boy. Clean that thing. Alright. Super duper juicy. Keep that up for a second. Get it super clear for y'all. I know y'all like it clear. Alright, now back to the music. Okay, back to the book. We're listening to Striking Thoughts by Bruce Lee. Thank you.
Thought, feeling, and will to the life rhythm of the world of nature. So will the voiceless voice be heard and the self be brought into harmony with it. Immediacy in art. Would that we could at once paint with the eyes, in the long way from the eye through the arm to the pencil. How much is lost? If we cling to any artistic technique, it can limit our artistic expression. Art is the expression of the self. The more complicated and restrictive a method is, the lesser the opportunity for expression of one's original sense of freedom. The techniques, although they play an important role in the earlier stage, should not be too complex, restrictive, or mechanical. If we cling to them, we will become bound by their limitations. Seamless art is perfect art. The perfection of art is to conceal
a lot of viewers
art.
today. Nobody wants
Pseudo
to hit the
art
like button.
is the
Why is
result
that?
of insincerity.
What's wrong with the like button?
Much pseudo art comes
it
from
broken?
insincerity, or the attempt to create a work of art which does not grow from an actual.
One more time.
Pseudo art is the result of insincerity. Much pseudo art comes from insincerity, or the attempt to create a work of art which does not grow from an actual experience or feeling. The four postulates of effective art. Adequate form in art requires individuality rather than imitate repetitiousness, brevity rather than bulkiness, clarity rather than obscurity, simplicity of expression rather than complexity of form. Art requires soulful commitment. There are simply not enough soulful characters who are committed, dedicated, and at the same time professional. True art cannot be handed out. I insist and maintain that art, true art that is, cannot be handed out. Furthermore, art is never decoration or embellishment. Instead, it is a constant process of maturing in the sense of not having arrived. Art is a means of acquiring personal liberty. Art, after all, is a means of acquiring personal liberty. Your way is not my way, nor mine yours. The way of the artist, with all training thrown to nowhere, with a mind, if there is such a verbal substance, perfectly unaware of its own working, with the self vanishing nowhere, art attains its perfection. The true artist has no public. The true artist has no public. He works for the sheer, with an element of playfulness, of casualness. Art reaches its greatest peak when devoid of self-consciousness. Free over what last step of art is simplicity. Simplicity is the last step of art and the beginning of nature. Where art abides, art lives where absolute freedom is, because where it is not, there can be no creativity. On the point of art, the point is to utilize the art as a means to advance in the study of the way. In search of a dedicated artist, as in the to train a deliverer and make him ready mentally and physically is difficult enough, and to find one with just that right appropriateness and that rare quality of a dedicated artist can happen once in a blue moon. Filmmaking. Longing to make a really good film. What I long for is to make a really good movie. But unfortunately, few local producers can live up to my expectations. In fact, I would be quite happy to sit down for a long talk with anyone who takes filming seriously. I would be quite satisfied even if it's just talks. Filmmaking is a marriage of business and art. It is an unfortunate fact, but still a cold fact, that cinema is a marriage of business and art in Hollywood or Hong Kong. Don't glorify violence. I don't think one should use violence and aggression as themes of movies. The glorification of violence is bad. Starting new trends. What I am trying to do is start a whole trend of martial art films in the US. To me, they are much more interesting and exciting than the gunslinging sagas of the West. In the Westerns, you are dealing solely with guns. Here, we deal with everything. It is an expression of the human body. The creative benefit of directing. I want to direct more films. Directing, I feel, is more creative. You really get a chance to produce the result. To me, actor is the sum total of all that he is. High level of understanding of life, his appropriate good taste, his experience of happiness and adversities, his intensity, his educational background, and much, much more. Like I said, the sum total of all that he is. An actor is a competent deliverer. An actor, a good actor, not the cliche type, is in reality a competent deliverer. One who is not just ready, but artistically harmonizes this invisible duality of business and art into a successful, appropriate unity. An actor, mentally and physically, just as no two human beings are alike, so too with actors. The creative restrictions of acting. An actor is restricted. I can influence the production to a certain extent because of my present status. But it is not a satisfactory state of affairs because I know I am interfering and I hate to interfere with other people's work. An actor is foremost a human being. As far as I'm concerned, and this is only my personal opinion, an actor is, first of all, makes him a qualified artist in self-expression, physically, psychologically, as well as spiritually, to captivate. Acting is honest, to be real in expressing himself as he would honestly in a given situation. An actor's problem is to be egotistical and to keep his cool and to learn more through discoveries and much deep soul searching. Dedication, absolute dedication, is what keeps one ahead. Creation, not imitation. A really trained, good actor is a rarity nowadays that demands the actor to be real, to be himself. The audiences are not dumb today. An actor is not simply demonstrating what one wants others to believe he is expressing. That is mere imitation or illustration, but it is not creating, even though this superficial demonstration can be performed with remarkable expertise. An actor is the sum of all that he is. Just what is an actor? Is he not the sum total of all that he is? His level of understanding, his capability to captivate the audience because he is real in the expression of his personal feelings toward what was required by the scene. You can spot such artists from ordinary ones like that. The American has a word for it. It's called charisma. What you see on the screen is the sum total of his level of understanding, his taste, his educational background, his intensity. On personal frustration in acting, I would like to evolve into different roles, but I cannot do so in Southeast Asia. I am already typecast. I am supposed to be the good guy. I can't even be a bit gray, because no producer would let me. Besides, I can't even express myself fully on film here, or the audience wouldn't understand what I am talking about half the time. The art of acting. I regard acting as an art, much like my practice in martial art, because it is an expression of the self. Acting, like any profession, demands your wholehearted devotion. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Business and talent. Depending on one's level of understanding, the movie industry nowadays is basically a coexistence of practical business sense and creative talent, each being the cause and the effect of the other. To the administrators up in their administrative offices, an actor is a commodity, a product, a matter of money, money, money. Whether or not it sells is their chief concern. The important thing is the box office appeal. In a way, they are wrong, yet in a way, they are right. I will go into that later. Though cinema is in fact a marriage of practical business and creative talent, but to regard an actor, a human being, as a product is somewhat emotionally aggravating to me.
Alright, that's the end of that track. Still have 1 hour and 45 minutes left in this. This is Striking Thoughts by Bruce Lee. If you want to find it yourself. My name's David Hayes, founder of the Meta Musee. Thanks for riding with me. Thanks for learning with me. I appreciate you. Hope you have a great day. Again, if you like these videos, I do them often, so hope to see you around. But I'm out. Yep. Oh, Jesus. Hit that like button for me. I appreciate you. One more time. Thank you. Much love. We are the Meta Musee, for we are many, but we are one. Expect us.